Representative, welcome to the committee, Representative Kerwin. I know that most folks have been recognizing you, but we just want to say welcome. I look forward to working with you in whatever capacity we can. My late father also served in the New Mexico legislature and very much appreciated some of those good projects that he had with some of the new family, if you will, the extended family of members from Texas I got to know as a young person. So welcome to the committee. Mrs. Rollins, thank you for being here. I very much appreciated the conversation that we had in the office as well. And one of the areas I shared in our conversation is something that I hold deeply, as I expressed to you, which is that every American should be able to have food on their table. No one should go hungry in America, no matter what zip code or area code they live in, or no matter how much money they make. I appreciated my colleagues raising issues in some of these areas with nutritional programs. And given the important role that the Secretary of Agriculture plays in administering federal nutritional programs, I'd like to better understand your vision for them. Now, I did my due diligence to go through the America First Policy Institute's documents, but I wasn't able to find anything that I could digest. It's probably the wrong word to use. When it comes to addressing hunger in America.
Yes.
Do you agree that in America that, let me ask it this way. Do you believe that in an America that is truly great, that our children don't go hungry at night?
Yes.
Updates to the Thrifty Food Plan in 2000 and 2021, a program that you'd have a lot of say over, lifted about 2.4 million SNAP participants, including 1 million children, out of poverty. That's good. It's not great yet because we haven't done it all, but it's a good start. Now, Ms. Rollins, yes or no, will you commit to opposing any cuts to SNAP that would prevent Americans, including millions of children, from putting food on their table?
Senator, probably not surprising to you. I can't commit to that. Obviously, it is of utmost importance to me, and you and I discussed that we solve this, that it isn't just hunger, it's nutrition as well for so many of our children that don't have access to those programs. But I also know that I have a duty to the taxpayer who is funding in significant numbers those programs. I sincerely believe, Senator, that working together and working with other members of this committee, it's important to Chairman Bozeman as well, that we can find a solution that may or may not end up in cuts. I don't know. That is something I need to spend more time on, research the data, meet with more people. I can't make that commitment to you today, but I can make the commitment to you for a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of conversation as we move down that road.
I appreciate that. I'm always reminded that budgets are a reflection of values, depending on how those budgets are put forth as well. And I certainly hope that in America, while we all have a responsibility, with fiscal responsibility, that our priorities would say children shouldn't go hungry in America. And I hope that's something that we can find some commonality on down the road. Now, I want to drill into something more specific, which is a program called WIC. It's a program for women, infants, and children, also a food program. It's one of those acronym programs you talked about that are over at the Department of Agriculture. For decades, Republicans and Democrats have supported full funding for this program. Meaning that no eligible mother or child who applies for the program is turned away. In your capacity as secretary, is this a program that we can count on your support with?
I look forward. I believe that's one of the 16 nutrition programs across the United States Department of Agriculture purview. I have not spent as much time as I hope to in the coming days and weeks, once confirmed, to really dig into that. But clearly, my heart, this administration, I believe speaking for the full administration, clearly America is the place where everyone should have the opportunity to be part of a safety net when needed. And WIC, I realize, is an important part of that safety net.
I appreciate that response very much. Now, in the area of specialty crops, everyone here brags on whose is best. We have it.
It's so New Mexico.
I'm going to address that right away. I share the concern that many have shared up here today around small farms. 53% of New Mexico farms are 50 acres or less. I mean, the one that I'm on is under 5. I'm concerned as well with what's been happening with small farms across America. whether it's water rights that are being gobbled up and taken off for something else, away from agricultural water rights, or who's buying them, or what they're turning into. It's one of the reasons I introduced a piece of legislation with Senator Moran. That's a Farmer-to-Farmer Education Act. I will never forget a conversation I had with a grower back home where I was asking about USDA programs years back, and he said, well, we don't do so well qualifying for those programs and all the rest. And I said, well, you're doing okay. You're doing better than most. Tell me how. And he said, I had to learn how to farm USDA.
Yeah.
Maybe that works for some, but not for all.
Yeah.
I agree with everyone that's talked about the red tape that exists for some of these programs. We've got to find a better way. These are people that are spending time producing food, growing food. They shouldn't be stuck behind a desk trying to figure out what document needs to go here, what document needs to go there. We've got to find a better way. So I appreciate your commitment already in that particular area and your commitment to work with small farms. The other area that I raised in our meeting, and I actually just got off the phone with someone, so I apologize for excusing myself, but the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon fire. This is a fire that started a few years ago that became the largest fire in the state of New Mexico's history. What surprises a lot of folks, and I appreciate my Republican and Democratic colleagues here for supporting me and helping to create a fund specific for this fire.
Right.
This fire started as a prescribed burn. My brother actually called in to try to burn our ditches and some things around our house. And you have to call the local fire department, is the way our permit works. And you call them up and you say, can I burn today? And they'll tell you, nope, no burning today. He got a no burn the day that they started this prescribed burn. Got out of control. So then I got told by folks around USDA, well, very few percentage of our fires, prescribed fires, turn into big burns. About 2 months later, guess what happened in New Mexico?
Yeah.
We had another one.
It's
And then there was an investigation. And then that investigation showed that rather than using the infrared technology that we've all helped fund, some folks put their hands on the deal. And it didn't feel warm. And they walked away. And the winds kicked up. And we know what happens when a little coal gets a little bit of a breeze. Sometimes we do it ourselves, give it a little breath. There's got to be a better way about ensuring that the technology that we can secure, the firefighters are going to get paid properly, but that we're going to follow this so that this does not happen anywhere in America again. And I'll close with this, Mr. Chairman. I very much appreciate, Mrs. Rollins, your commitment to working with Governor Noem or with FEMA and making sure when these programs exist that money gets out the door to the families that need it most. So just thank you for that. Good luck with everything. And again, Representative, honored to have you here today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator Moran.
Mr. Chairman, I would defer to the senator from South Dakota, the majority leader. Otherwise, I will feel too much pressure to be brief.
Well, they told me that the majority leader was here, and it is customary that he goes, but he was trying to show his servant leadership and let you go.
Well, I was trying to do the same thing, and I defer and yield to the senator from South Dakota.
Okay, Senator Thune, and I think it's a real tribute. Senator Thune right now is a busy person,
Yes.
trying to get